Hey guys, how's it going? Todd Holland from the Real Estate Automation Academy. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome to the brand new lesson of lead generation on social media. This is super exciting. A lot of the stuff is really cutting edge, and I guarantee you're probably not seeing a whole lot of people take advantage of this in your market. So you're going to be one of the few and one of the people who benefit from getting here first, right? So before we dive into lead generation, in general and how you can generate leads on Facebook and like the dozens of leads per day or even hundreds of leads per day if you have many listings or just a really good sphere to market. Before we get into that, we should talk about the nature of marketing in general, right? Like very generalized marketing, what a funnel is, how you attract customers in, what's important, and the different steps moving forward. So the funnel starts out with essentially cold traffic, right? When I talk about cold traffic, I'm talking about people who you don't really know yet. Maybe they're in a group with you, or maybe they're in your general area, or they're in one of the buying and selling groups or the local talk groups, which I'll show you how to find those too in this video. Um, but those people aren't like your prospects yet. Just because you have they're around doesn't mean you know them, you're not connected with them. So that's the first layer here. And then when you put something exciting or interesting out there, like a very cool listing or an article that you know a lot of people want to read and that references you or some one of your ads, which I'll show you how to run these really good ads. Any one of these things that you'll post, that's how you get an inquiry. Okay, so someone opts in, they give you their name, their email address, your phone number, some combination of that, and they become a lead, right? So that's a lead, someone you can follow up with. Traditionally, and not super traditionally because it's actually very new, but what most when people say they do social media marketing, if they see any results, it's usually that they generate leads. Most people who try to generate leads on social media don't do so well because there's a very specific formula you have to follow that I'll show you. But when they do succeed, this is kind of how far they get. The opportunity, the sale, the other steps down in converting the lead into essentially a paying customer, someone who wants you to help them buy or sell a home, that whole part of it, essentially hasn't been touched by automations. So to be able to automate a big portion of that through, really strong email marketing, really strong text message marketing. I'll show you how to send out these really cool things called slide dial voicemails, which essentially is super cool. It's like without even ringing the phone, you can drop a voicemail on somebody's phone so they see, hey, voicemail from Todd Holland. They'll listen to it and it's like, they just maybe missed the call or something like that. But you can do that en masse and send this to hundreds of people at one time. Video text messages, video emails, which are essentially these short videos you'll record for your prospects that will make it very personal and it drastically increase your conversion. All these different things, that's what you're essentially going to be learning in this course, right? So that's the main chunk right here. Of course, generating the leads, I'm going to teach you how to sell, right? So it's important to know how to sell, so how to like put out a very cool headline, very cool offer that people want to opt into. So I'll show you how to do that, but that's not the main purpose of that. It's kind of an added bonus to the course. The main meat of this course is how you can take the labor out of taking someone from a lead to an actual sale so that you can do this, so you can scale this. So it's like you spend as much time on one lead as you do on 100 leads, as you do on 1,000 leads. That's a system we want to have in place because, as I mentioned before, the person with the biggest email list is the most successful in this industry. The more people that hear from you on a regular basis, the more people that are likely to hire you, right? That's what we've seen in just about every example, every case study we've taken a look at. So now that we know that, that's what the real estate funnel is in general. We should talk about like specifics of how to get people from the inquiry stage all the way to the sales stage. Okay, so a lot of those tools that I showed you, well, some of those tools aren't really, lead generation tools. Like Slack is not lead generation tool. Trello is not. Zapier is kind of a lead generation tool because it integrates two different channels, right? But the number one thing that you're going to be using are your own listings. That's why this is so powerful, because it's free. So if you have listings, right? If you're lucky enough to have listings in this market of very low inventory, we'll show you how to use Listing Booster to plug those listings right in, and so you can start seeing these results that I just closed the window, but I'll pull it up right here so you can see it in my CRM. So not a lot of people. This is interesting. Not a lot of people will show you their CRM, right? So this week, we've gotten 200 contacts this month, and that's off of 2 listings that we've been boosting on. This is our own personal, right? So if you have, listings right now, this is ultimately the strongest way to get people in, so you can start sending them emails. Now we have, look, an 11% conversion rate, which is, not huge as far as people like opening, replying, checking, like clicking on links and stuff inside the emails. About 11% of recipients click on them. So now every time you send out an email, that's 40 people who are seeing your message, and that's off of 1 month. Now this is a new account. Other accounts that I unfortunately can't show you have many more leads, but this is one just to show it's fairly new. It's like about a month old. So, but when you're looking at these, you're going to be essentially doing the math on this, and let's give yourself like an income goal of like $250,000, right? How many sales is that in your market? If you kind of extrapolate and say, well, how many contacts, how many times people have to hear from me before I make a sale? It depends on each one of the brokerages, their model. But if you look at, let's say, the $1 million real estate agent model of Keller Williams, that's saying 33 touches for every client every year. Let's say that you have 100 leads that come in 1 month. That's right there. What you've done for yourself isn't created business for yourself. You created work for yourself. You have to set like 3,300 different emails, because 33 times 100, right? 33 contacts, 100 contacts. Follow me there. So that many emails, that many phone calls, that many text messages, and it's like at that point, that's like you just generated 100 leads. We did that over the weekend. So imagine if you're generating 30 leads a day, every day for the course of the entire year, right? That's just about, really, that's just about 10,000 leads in the course of a year. People's names and email addresses and ultimately phone numbers, right? So if you're sending out emails every week to these people, and even if you're having kind of a rough time getting people to open your emails like we've seen in this particular campaign, which is 11% of people, normally it's about twice that, but let's say 11%, that's fine, opt in, or open. 11% of what? 10,000 people every week is just about 1,100 people who are seeing your message. That's free. You don't pay for that. That's the whole point of this exercise. It's not like you're going on Zillow or Truly, and I can openly go against this because I've never spent money on these things, and I've actually seen people who spent $2,500, 30, 3,000, like $30,000 a year is the budget I've seen some people have on Zillow leads, and they're getting a fraction of what you'll be getting here. Zillow cannot get you 194 contacts in a month. They cannot send you 200. They send you maybe 6, right, or 7 for $800 a month. It's insanely expensive. This is totally different, totally revolutionary. So hopefully you guys are going to take advantage of this. But that's the whole point of this real estate funnel. So if you have listings, right, you'll boost them with Listing Booster. If you don't have listings, I'm going to show you how to get listings. Okay, that's the whole point of this. I'm going to show you how to use the tools that we're talking about here, so you actually get more listings. Not that you can just turn. It's a multi-step process, right? And I'm going totally unscripted right here. So the first stage of the process is if you have listings, that's great. We turn them into these incredible lead generation machines like we see right here. If you don't have listings, I'll show you how to use these tools to get listings from FSBOs, from expireds, from your sphere, from groups, from every source possibly imaginable. You can get listings using this program if you follow along with it. Okay, so from there, I'm going to show you how to then going back into here. After the sale, there's a whole section down here that nobody really talks about after you make the money, which is the referral business, right? You get referrals from these people. If they know people who are looking to buy or sell, that's how you keep in touch with them. If they're people who have like bought and they're going to sell within 2 or 3 years, it's like some people just say, oh, that's okay. They don't really keep track of them. Or you could set them up on an automated cycle like we're talking about here and keep track of them automatically for 2 years or 3 years or however long. And then when they are ready to sell, who are they going to contact? The person who helped them and stayed in touch consistently over the course of their home ownership, and you do that automatically, right? So I cannot stress this enough, how important it is for everyone to be on board with this whole automation campaign. Because if you're not doing things automatically, if you're not doing things so you can scale, you're doing one of two things. You're either limiting the amount of money you can make in this business because you're a human being and you can only do certain things. Even if you're a real estate robot, you still need sleep, right? So you don't have infinite time. So you're either limiting your business, or you have to hire a bunch of assistants, and that's very expensive. And you have to give away a bunch of your commissions. That's very expensive. So you're either spending way too much on physical help, which humans are great. I love people. We're in the people business, but ultimately, they're real estate, agents or any business person or robots don't come into work late. Robots don't forget to call people. Robots don't, call in sick, right? These are all things that automations don't do that humans do. So the idea here is to not to take the people out of the people business, but to put the people at the front line doing the actual people business work, not the back end stuff of sending emails. Like if there's a machine that can send emails for you, you'd be crazy not to sign up for that, because then you can send as many emails as you want. If there's a machine that can send out text messages for you, or voicemails for you, or even get people to say, hey, I want to get more information on buying or selling a house. If there's machines that'll do this for you, and they're available to you, and they're ultimately free if you just know how to build them, and I'll show you how to build them, there's no reason why you shouldn't be taking advantage of that. And if you don't take advantage of that, I keep saying this, we're not, we're in the front, we're at the forefront of this technology, but people are not far behind us. You know what I mean? So if you're not going to do this right now, somebody else will, and chances are they're in your market, and then that's going to be a sale that you could have had. And realistically, if you think about it too, like I don't like to get too philosophical with this kind of stuff too, but it's almost like, if you don't take advantage of these things, you know how good of a realtor you are. You know how good you are with people. That special quality you have that separates you from everyone else, you're well aware of that. Hopefully you can sell that when the time comes. But if you don't do this, if you don't expose that service to as many people as you can, you're doing those people a disservice because they pick someone less good at what they do than you. If you don't expose yourself to the market in this way we talk about, you're doing yourself and your family a disservice, because ultimately this is your source of income. This is how you pay for your kids' college. This is how you put food on the table. And if you don't take every step, and if it's free to take advantage of that, then who are you really taking away from in that situation? So just think about that. Be receptive, be open. A lot of the stuff is going to be kind of like crazy and new, but it's going to work, and it's going to work wonders. So let's rock and roll. Let's move forward with this thing. Next video is going to show you how to market your sphere on Facebook, which is really important, because you probably have a lot of Facebook friends, and if you don't, you're going to make a lot of Facebook friends. But I'm going to show you how to market your sphere organically the same way you would if you were doing like an email campaign or phone calls and stuff like that. I'm going to show you a bunch of really, really cool tricks on stuff you can do, like super targeted ads that you can run for super cheap. You can be doing live videos that only certain segments of your sphere can see, right? So I'm going to show you how to do a bunch of really, really cool things in the next video. Please tune in. Looking forward to seeing you there. Have a great day. Thanks again.